Hello YouTube, welcome to Sunday in the Shop. One of my viewers suggests I need a demagnetizer. Did you ever notice when I show all my little pics of the stuff that's stuck to them? Well, I've got two different ones. One is a magnet with a hole in it. Watch when I pass it. You can't touch the sides, watch when I pass it through. Those little cheap red balloons you see where you magnetize or demagnetize, that's about all you're doing with it. It's just a magnet. Watch me go through the hole. Let's do that with the next one. Watch the stuff fall off. It's hard to magnet. I rubbed and I rubbed. It is hard to get it back. You could sit here all day. And I think it's my rotary tool that does it. Brush motors. And you can do that all day long and try to... See, I did pick some more up. Now, if you pass it through your soldering gun, bear with me. I've only got two hands. I bent the tip and distorted it just for this test. Here we go. It works. I've kind of bumped it and touched it for it. Because you'll feel like a vibration. It works, but I say the magnet works better. Maybe because this tip is so shot. Because this is what I use on my screwdrivers. I've spread it out before and just grab all my screwdrivers and get rid of the problem. So, like I said, you can try to charge it back up again. And these washers are funny. They're either magnetic or they're not, see? So here we go again with the magnet. Let me shorten up here a little bit. I got my gloves on because I use that goof off stuff to clean the glue off this magnet. Ooh, it stinks in here now. Gone. See? Let's go and do something else. I'm tired of this experiment. But like I said, if I had a better tip on there, because it's not humming like it normally should, it works better. But this is a lot quicker. I can just grab it up, drop my thing, and use it. So I'm going to start doing that. Running it through the magnet. So we'll pause. We'll find something else to get into. Okay, I don't promote any products, but I found these. I like their brand of glass cleaner. Okay, it's been around for years. I worked one summer where hometown school where they had the high school too, and cleaning desks and doing everything, and they use spray away window cleaner. That's how long it's been around. Okay, I found these laying around in the house and the whatever supplies. You're supposed to be able to peel and reseal. So, I don't even know if they're any good. We're going to find out. That mirror you see laying there, that is really old. Well, they feel kind of damp. Let's see what happens. Well, let's pause, see if we can get one that's wetter than that. Well, this kind of failed because they're almost all dried out. They're still going to make nice rags. Let's see when it's just damp. There's hardly any stuff left on it. Let's see what it does. Now, there's a lot of scratches on this, trust me. I always tell them I've had this 30, 40 years. Well, I have. I've had this since probably the 80s. I use this to trim my mustache and my beard. I got a little scissors and a comb, and I'll prop it up, and I'll do it right out here at the shop desk. I've done it. But this one's maybe a little bit wetter. But I know what it looked like before. it was getting pretty scummy. But on a plus, look at all these. Excuse me, I'm going to start coughing again. I got so much congestion because it's been raining and snow for 2 or 3 days. Now it's drying up. Supposed to get it to about 50, but the wind's blowing 40 some mile an hour. So it's trying to dry up the ground before it can soak the water up. So look at all these rags I've got for cleaning, which are, you know, are tougher than a Kleenex. We'll just, we just got a whole pile of them. So what we'll do, we'll just pile them up somewhere. So we've got probably twice this amount. So there was quite the package. They feel damp. They feel cool and damp on my gloves when I feel them, but they're not very wet. Now this one feels a little bit more wetter, but we'll do it on the tabletop and show you here. I don't think there's much moisture left in them. Maybe a little bit. There we go. You don't need to see me sort laundry. We're going to stack these up. Recycle, waste not, want not. So we do have some cleaning rags, especially when we flit something. Okay, we're back. Well, there's a boat. I have a drawer where I keep that mirror, my desk drawer. So, and then I've got like a, it's that heavy paper cardboard I keep over it so they'll stay flat. Here's my scissors from Tune Up a Tool Day. You're going to cut a lot of real tough stuff. Get back here where you got the guts to the scissors. You know what I mean? You get out here, you might hurt. You're better off not hurting the scissors. I abuse stuff. I shouldn't do that. But they're only $1 something. I cut sandpaper with them. I know better than to do it. Let's get a little bit here. I don't think the cross-contamination of what's left. But one thing about these smell pretty good. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't know. Spray away window cleaner doesn't stink real. It smells more like shaving cream or something, or a soap. It don't smell like the nasty, some of the window cleaners, but we just want to see something. We know how shiny this screwdriver is, right? We're going to sit here and polish this. We'll shut the camera off here in a second. Let me sit here and polish it, see what it looks like. Let's see if we can tell the difference when we're done. So we'll be back. We're curious here on just for something to do here. I don't know. What do you think? It got kind of dirty doing the shaft. I was using this with that goof off stuff to clean that glue off that magnet. What do you think? Is there any improvement? What I picked up earlier. I'll look at the video later, but I mean, it cleaned it up if it was dirty, and this does look shinier. Just quick with by hand, but yeah, this is one of my scrapers I made. I'm glad I made something nice with this blue handle. Whatever I used, I think it was part of that planer blade. Oh, I found them planer blades on one website for 20 bucks. I think it was Grizzly Tools, because they sell woodworking tools. I think 20 bucks. 20 bucks, you get 2 knife blades or whatever out of one. I mean, I don't know if the steel would be as good as the old days. If anybody remembers that wood plane blade I made all the scrapers and the knife out of. So let's pause, take a break. We'll think of something to show you. We're kind of at the bottom of the barrel of, we're in between projects. My one stove is done. I don't want to show that off yet until I'm ready to do a burn test. So I'm kind of in between projects with nothing to do. The weather's either cold and rainy where you can't come outside, or it's just so windy that if it starts warming up, you're still cold out here when you come out and running the heaters. More than, you know, like say it's 32 degrees, no wind, I can have it warm in here. If it's 40, that don't matter when that wind's blowing 45 mile an hour. You get a draft in here. So, you see that enough till you're sick of it. We'll pause, take a break, and we'll clean up what mess we made. We'll maybe dig out some mystery tool or something. Okay, here's kind of a lost tool. I wish I had something to compare the size to. Dimension-wise. I really can't think of anything laying around here. Here's the chuck key to my drill. I have a ruler somewhere. What's this thing measure? I need somewhere to put this key. I'm going to mount something up on the drill somewhere to put the key. This thing, the jaws are, let's say, 1.5 inches wide. Okay. But the whole vise is 2 inches by, well, a little over 1.5 inches. And this little arm, let's say, is about 2.5. So that kind of gives you an idea. Drilling small parts. I take my glasses off, I can see better up close. Bifocals. This came with a whole kit I got when I got that, called that nano lathe. And this thing is frustrating me because there's something wrong with it. You can see me frustrated trying to unscrew this, and I put oil in there, and then it gets better. Well, it must have some damage in the threads down here, or some grit. But it was that way when I got the thing. See where it could be mounted? And I cannot tell you where it ever mounted on that lathe or anywhere. That thing came where you could also turn it into a drill press, which is weird because the table went up to drill against, say this is the chuck of the lathe, okay? The chuck of the lathe, you stood the lathe up that way, okay? And then the table was made to raise up the drill, which was totally backwards to me. But yeah, there's something in the threads of this thing. This won't be bad for small parts to drill. I was thinking about, I need to buy a little vise or something. Well, it's set right up on the shelf. My top, you can see it from the chair, but it's kind of off in the corner. So there's something kind of unique. And I think this color is gross. If I clean this up, I guarantee you I'm going to paint this thing, and it is not going to look like this. So look for a video on this, of just reconditioning this. Because you get down here like this, it starts turning real tight. You can't spin it with one finger. Right in here, it's just like the whole thing gets, it's frustrating. You can't spin it easy at all. You get it backing out, you get it almost out of there, and it's like, wow, all of a sudden it's easier. So I say it's got some grit in it. Yeah, look for that coming up. As far as mounting it, I'm not putting no holes in this. Like I tell people, I drill stuff real slow, and you don't have much torque, and I can stall that drill when I'm drilling on a slow speed. And if you push too hard, you'll stall it. Because when you use a controller, whenever you slow the speed down, you can look it up, you will lose torque. Now they got this controller called a pulse width modulator thing, and all I can tell you to not confuse you or me, it's like it shuts electricity on and off to control the speed. So you're not lowering the voltage any. And that's how it does it. So you can look up pulse width modulation on YouTube and all that stuff. And I watched videos where people put them controllers on drill presses. Mr. Pete did a whole series on it, Shop Teacher on YouTube. He ended up just changing the size of the belts and the pulleys if you want to slow down the speed. So that's it for that. Look for a video of this coming up. Let's see what else we can find around here. Something that we misplaced or lost, and then all of a sudden there it is. Hey, there's a project. See? Clean it up, make it, and paint it a different color. Let me know what color you want this to be. Should I make it all metal? This? I might have some black spray paint. That don't look right. I might have some blue. I don't want it red. I might have some orange. We'll see. It'll probably be just a surprise to me too. So let's pause here before we get out of here and see what else we can do. This is going to be a short one this week. Of course, I got model car paint. I can hand paint it, so there's a better variety too. Let's see if we can demagnetize a bigger screwdriver. And yes, I've been using it here. I'll see that. I've been pounding on this. Now, when I restored this, I drove the shaft this way, sawed this off, and when I put it back together, this is touching the metal. So that's the only way I can get it apart. Let's see the stuff on there. Hold this really tight in my hand so I don't. Let's see what happens when we go in and out of here. Oh, I touched it. Here, let's get a little closer. I touched it again. That's why it's frustrating. You can make one out of them little electric motors. You ever seen them? To me, it's what came in a record player when I was a kid. You just take the guts out of the motor and you plug it in. I really don't want anything plugged in the wall, 110 volt, even though it has a momentary. I really don't want anything real electrical to be doing that, even though they work. See, it's almost impossible to do. But you know what I mean? I'm sure it's better. I mean, there's stuff all, you can go off in a nook, cranny corner here on the desk and see, I don't think you'll ever demagnetize this. It's been this way for a long time. Let's grab the soldering gun one more time and we'll see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. That's kind of hard to do with my left hand. Let's see what happens here. Got a little more hum on there. I think my tip's about done. It did start to work. Well, what's wrong is my tip's about ready to go out here. Okay. Yeah, it just don't have that vibration that I'm used to when I do it. So I'll have to look for some copper wire and we'll redo this test someday. But yeah, I got a video on this, how to make tips out of copper wire. You can tell this one's shot. I was using it to plastic weld and I got it overheated. And it's not broke per se. What people use big words. I got myself using a big word. Ooh, there's some more hum. Let me look for some more dirt and dust. You get back in nook and crannies on my desk and you will find it back in there. I've heard people say that if you're rubbing it, magnetizes, but I don't know. I've done both before. So you know it works. We just need a better tip. So there you go. There's your demagnetizer if you don't have a magnet with a hole in it. I'd recommend this over the magnet. I really would. Because if you got a good tip, you'll feel this gun humming in your hand. You'll feel the pulse, and you'll feel the pulse on this. So I can feel it on there. And I'm not worried about getting shocked. That's you're doing. If you get shocked, it's your fault. There's your disclaimer. I'd say it's probably going to be better. Okay, we're going to try to find something else before we get out of here. Okay, we'll leave you this week with something I don't think I've ever shown before. I had this, one day me and a neighbor went in my old shop. We were looking for something. I was looking around on shelves for projects, and this was pretty greasy, but this is pretty old. I'd say it's back in the 50s. The Halloween-looking Phillips sign with the angle 66. I'm sure it was back in the 50s. Somebody tell me when they stopped using that logo. It has got the original oil in it. Trust me, it does. It's probably just 20 weight oil, is what I always thought it was. Then congeals till full-bodied lubricant will not run or drip. Oiling fans and sewing machines. There you go. We'll take some pictures. You might want a nice picture of this. There is people. I save pictures off the internet. So, here we go. Let's see if we can snap a shot while we're recording. Well, we'll find out. Yeah, I'll take a couple pictures because I just pulled the shutter when I was recording. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Sorry if it was kind of a boring one. I'm just in between doing stuff.